Hi friends. If you click to see looks using the NATASHA DENONA 10 pan palette, as well as shadows using Viseart Cool Mattes, then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I am a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. And if you like the content that you see here on YouTube, then maybe consider subscribing. This is simply a look video. I'm over at Maddie's house. I'm also a little bit brain dead, and the only reason I mention that is because I have not reviewed this palette. I bought this during the Black Friday sale, and it's one of those things, friends, where this just happened to fit into the makeup bag that I brought with me. So this is then the palette that I will be using. And it's not to push a certain brand, because I know by this time I've already uploaded the Star palette. So yes, I am uploading luxury brand after luxury brand, not to throw it in your face. This is just how my life is arranging itself. And I do want to roll out as much content as I can, especially more look content, right? Using palettes that we already have. And I know I'm very well aware that I bought this palette recently, but I'm just trying to get into these palettes, and if it happens to be the 10 pan palette, which I have wanted to dive into anyway, so we're not going to go over product details. I just want to put makeup on. Is that okay? Thank you so much. I see Maddie even is in that mood. She's just not. This originally retails for $95. I got it for $47.50. This is all, I believe, her metallic formula, as all of her palettes have the shade sleeve. What is this called? Lining. Beside the number, you have a letter that indicates the texture. We're dealing with pearl and metallic, indicated by the P and the M. I'm sure first thought is like, those are all pearls and metallics in one palette. Useless. I think a part of the reason why I love NATASHA DENONA shadows is their capability to blend themselves despite there being pearl or metallic finishes. You could use your finger to pat down the edges of any of her metallic formulas and they just blend and diffuse beautifully, which is why I feel they're worth it. Some people just don't want to hear it. They don't care, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. In terms of my experience using NATASHA DENONA, as well as ColourPop and Colored Rain, and even Morphe back in the day, Melt Cosmetics, what else is there? Juvia's Place. I've used a wide range of different brands, and I have different experiences with all of them. NATASHA DENONA, as well as Viseart and Pat McGrath, I feel are in their own league in terms of performance. I'm not talking about just the packaging and the whole hype and marketing around those brands. I'm very well aware that's another conversation. I'm talking pure eyeshadow performance, and I feel NATASHA DENONA delivers that, and that's why I spend the money on her brand and her makeup. Now, I couldn't pass this up because it was on sale. Also, the sale, I believe this is going on until the 20th of this month. If you want to check out Muse Beauty Pros, this is Viseart. The actual brand of the palette is Viseart, but Muse Beauty Pro is still having their holiday makeup shop special. They have different bundles online. Amazing deal, friends. This is where they were nice enough to send me 2 of these palettes per my request, choosing through the different bundles, as well as this large organizer that comes in the bigger makeup bag. This is just an outstanding piece of a bag. I just love the fact that I could fit so much stuff. I could see everything. It just makes packing makeup tremendously easy. And today I wanted to combine the 10 panner with their Cool Mattes, because I think these shades align very well with what's happening in the 10 pan, don't you think? Like, it's a nice combination we got going on. I actually wore a few of these shades this morning. I took that off, so why don't we zoom in a little closer. I just have to show you this freaking nail polish. I bought it during the Black Friday event for Live Love Polish. It is a part of their Galaxy collection. This is perhaps one of the most unique shades I have ever seen, encountered, now own. I like this too. This is from Cert Colors. This is called Snosberry. It's hard to see because my camera is being silly right now, but it has like small flecks of iridescent pieces. It's very It's very, and you're not going to focus on me at all. It's very holiday. I've been wearing 2 different colors on each hand because I have purchased so much nail polish. Black Friday haul is coming, y'all. And I wanted to just keep you updated with what I purchased recently. So let's get into this look. You're still too far. What is happening? Oh, hey there. Preparing the lids with my Shiseido concealer. This is in the shade 301. I've been really loving this concealer as an eye base. One of you asked how it compares to the gel stick. The gel stick is a little more emollient, I feel, and maybe not as ideal as the more liquid texture as an eye base. This dries down to a little bit of a more matte finish, I think. I'm gonna quickly carve. I gotta fix these brows as well. Let's start with the powwow first. Blue Space. This is the texture that we're dealing with. I know. What I'll do first is just apply that on the lid. So again, Natasha's metallics are very creamy. So much so that, as you see here, the edges diffuse just beautifully. And I feel it just makes for a nice experience if you don't feel like using a brush. But for demo's sake, Sonergy Build a Pro with Blue Space, and it works well with the brush also. If you really want to make this pop off, I will go in with a liner all over the lid or a black pencil all over the lid. But that is beautiful pigmentation, yeah? Going in with the gray from the Cool Mattes palette, Sonergy Classic Crease. I know, how dare I show a brush from her Sky set? You're like, that's not fair. Ooh, and that brush was dirty. Definitely like a little bit of brown something on those bristles. Pulling it out slightly because I want to go in with another metallic shade for our outer corner. Anthracite is a pearl shade, so we're dealing with another texture here. I want to carefully pat that down inwards like so. How are you going to put the palette all the way over there? That is not very bright, Alicia. And just carefully pat down on Blue Space. It has crushed crystals in it because Natasha doesn't use glitter in any of her formulas. Going in with my finger to pat down extra is a light shade, but I like that because it layers over Blue Space beautifully. It's not overwhelming the lid with a lot of texture or color, but it's serving as a nice gradient here, which is what I was looking to achieve. Taking this shade here, it's my Hakuhodo J5522, just close to the brow with that lighter shade to further diffuse the shades. Colors, shadows, so many more words you can use. Oh, that's pretty. Going in with the darker shade here in this column with the same classic crease, but now deepening the outer corner. Create a little more shading, yeah? Now we're cooking. Ooh, yes. Taking Blue Space on the lower lash line, and now with teal, taking that on the inner part of the lower lash line. Deep teal, it's a metallic shade, but do be careful that you tap off the excess because I did get fallout here. The remaining or excess color on the bristles that did not stick on the lash line, hello, be in frame please, ended up on my nose. If you have sensitive eyes, I would not suggest that you do this, but I am just taking my Hakuhodo small shader brush and just coloring the waterline with shadow. Just gently kicking off blue teal. I'll just put on some more concealer. It's fine because I have to put concealer on anyway. Sonergy Mini Booster with that light gray matte from Cool Mattes. Brushing along the lower lash line, making sure everything is cohesive. Classic crease just to judge everything together. Taking Aura with my Hakuhodo pencil brush. Ooh, that's bright. It's like a white gold just to the inner corner. Now let's go on this eye. Going in with graphite on the lid first. Well, that's a really easy, simple one and done look. Just so you can see how beautifully these metallics move, I'm taking graphite with my classic crease and I'm just gonna brush that through the crease, and they blend so beautifully well while maintaining their impact, yeah? So it's not separating or it's not thinning out drastically. The color is there still, but the way they move on the skin when blending, despite its metallic texture, I think is one of the standout qualities, the Natasha Denona shadows. That's fun. Definitely want to take graphite again and pat that on the outer V. I think you're better able to see the color more here with the graphite shade. This, you know, this is cool, but probably what have worked was just to have the blue all over instead of putting the graphite on the outer corner. You live and you learn. What are you gonna do? I know the obvious choice is to go in with this matte, considering how we have this color. I want to go with the light blue because why not? Classic crease with that light blue shade, because don't you think graphite has a little bit of a blue tinge to it anyway? So I feel it all like melts together with no additional product with my Hakuhodo J5522. Graphite under the lash line. Anthracite on the outer corner. Light blue matte with mini booster on the lower lash line. A little more of that light blue matte. Classic crease to pull everything together. Light coral. I know, strange choice, but I'm going with it. Just to the inner, oh my god, it matches my nails. Are you kidding me? All right, friends, I'm gonna apply some mascara and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the look, friends. We have deep blue, or is it blue space? Blue space, deep teal. We have the anthracite here, but we also have graphite, light coral, and anthracite on the outer corner. Maybe next time I'll do blue space on the majority of the lid and then deep teal here. I think that would be a beautiful combination. Ideally, for any look videos, I would have my Ardell Naked Lashes on, but I left them on my house. So I just have the L'Oreal Lash Paradise on. Just recurl them. Do not curl your lashes with mascara on. I'm just taking one for the team, and yeah, I'm being really careful, but it's just for the video, guys. On the lips, I have the Mel Thompson and Christian Audet lip liner in Smooches, followed by Lisa Eldridge Velvet Fawn lipstick and Charlotte Tilbury's Hepburn Honey on the center of the lip. I feel, despite the impact of this eye, that is very easy to achieve. You could actually just use blue space on its own, blend it out. You don't even need a matte. I just use the matte because I love to blend out metallics with matte textures, and I just feel these are beautifully perfect for the 10 pan palette. Graphite is fun. I forgot how fun silver eyes are, and if you happen to have like a pot or something, you can dab on extra glitz on the center of the lid. I know this is very color heavy for the first two looks. I will definitely go in with something more chill, but maybe just one, because we definitely have to use the purple, see how that goes. And yeah, let's take this off and I'll see you back here in a minute. Definitely going in with Slate. Slate is a metallic shade. It has a lot more texture than the others. So you see that the blue space was a lot smoother. So I'm gonna be very careful in applying this on my lid. But I also don't have concealer on, because what I've been doing, I just prep the lids and then go in with concealer for the cleanup. So let's see here. I'm gonna press first and then pull. Yeah, the Slate shade has more prominent crushed crystal particles in here than the blue space or deep teal shade. So perhaps I'm gonna see what happens if I wet it. Let's see, let's experiment. Magnetic Plus. Yeah, definitely helps the looser particles just stick a little better, and it definitely adds a little more of a metallic finish. But yeah, we do have casualties here, friends. I would suggest if you go in with Slate that you do your makeup first. Definitely have to use these purples. I mean, yeah. Medium purple shade with classic crease. See what that does. Well, this is the perfect matte to pair with Slate. Hakuhodo brush with the lightest lavender shade, just to further diffuse that medium purple matte. Now, definitely with the darkest purple matte. I could use the mini booster, but I just want to go in with classic crease first. I want to pat down on the outer corner, and then from there, I'll start to sweep it in toward the crease and slowly start to pull it out. Well, that's nice. Slate again on my Builder Pro wet, because I want to slide it along the lower lash line. Definitely still got fallout, but I think it will just stick a little bit better. Definitely going in with raw gold, same brush, on the inner part of the eye and combining it with Slate. Medium booster with the medium purple app from Cool Mattes, just along here to combine with the top. and then taking the darker matte, same mini booster, and just connecting top and bottom. Taking the leftover Bioderma that I have, taking Pearl with my Hakuhodo Holiday pencil brush and tapping that on the inner corner. All right, that is done. Let's move on to eye number 2. This will go neutral. Yes, I'll recreate the look I did this morning. First, taking Raw Gold. Ooh, it's hard to see, but the crystals in here is almost like my nail polish. In the sun, it's hard to see. I know this camera angle is really weird. In the sun, it's like pink and green. Oh my goodness me. These metallics are multidimensional. They're just not the shades you see as color. The shimmers in there have different colored shimmers, and it just makes the metallic pop, especially when the light hits. I forgot to do the dazzle dance. I don't know if I could because it's very bright in this apartment, which is great for filming, because now even at 3:36, if I was at my house, it'll be a little too dark for filming. But the way we're facing, I think we're getting like maximum light, because my exposure right now is actually pretty low and you are blurry. Look at that beautiful gold. It's very brassy and antique-like. Taking this medium taupey matte here, again with my classic crease in the crease. Taking dark sepia. Can you see? Look at slate. Oh my God. I took dark sepia on the outer V right on raw gold, and I just really love the gradients that it created. I just think it's a really nice pairing. Hello, you're gonna focus on me. I'm taking the medium taupe shade with my Hakuhodo J5522 and just blending that out a little more. Raw gold on the lower lash line. You're like so far. What's up with that? Dark sepia on the outer third. Just going in with Pearl again on the inner corner. I think Pearl is like an ideal inner corner shade for any of the metallic shades in here. I'm actually going to take light coral here on the inner lower lash line. I know we could have just placed Pearl, but light coral is a really pretty shade. It's like a peachy pink metallic. I know I'm talking about this all the time. When the sun hits, I wish I could take a photo of this. Can I? I don't know, I'm gonna try. I don't know if you can see, so I'm gonna come into the sun. It's just so beautifully twinkly. Like, it's not just gold shimmer, but there's like pink in there and green. It's so pretty. And look at the purple. The purple is absolutely magnificent. All right, let's fix this under eye, revamp the mascara, and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the look. I absolutely love these metallics and pearls. I think they're more, like I said, just the shade delivered and presented. It's just, I will try and cut down the exposure so I could show you. Oh, good. Oh, never mind. The shine is absolutely amazing. And I'm sure, and I know I'm such a dud, I forgot to do this on Blue Space. But the twinkle and the reflectivity, it's beyond gorgeous. Here's a wide shot, and on the lips I have NATASHA DENONA's lip liner in L6 medium nude, top with Charlotte Tilbury's Hepburn Honey, and on the outer corners of the lips I have NATASHA DENONA's I Need a Nude in Noah. I would say the most crumbly shade is Slate, so just be careful. It's not smooth like Blue Space. Definitely have to be careful if with especially a brush, maybe you wet it so the particles don't fall on your face. It's not the hugest deal because I feel the end product is worth just doing the eyes first, or maybe just not even applying your concealer. If you insist on having your foundation on first before doing the eyes, then just skip the concealer until your eyes are done and you could clean up anything that you need to. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Raw gold with deep sepia, like, I can't. And something you definitely have to see in person and in the light, because a lot of these shades, like, you just have to see in person and swatch and just see the color shimmers that she puts in these metallics and these pearl shades. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. I thought it was a great deal considering that I believe these shades exist in her 5-pan palettes, but if you get them all in the 10 pan that they are cheaper, especially if you got it, I think 40% off during the Black Friday sale. I love metallics that you could blend out with ease, and if you want, you could use a matte shade just to further diffuse the edges and add more dimension. If you don't like to work hard on your looks but just want that impact from the get-go, then I think these are a perfect formula for that purpose. The fact that, again, you could just dab with your fingertips and the texture of the shadows are self-blending and self-diffusing so much that you could just leave it as is, or you could just go in with the brush without an additional matte shade and just use the brush to blend out the edges, the metallic and the pearl finishes. And I said at the beginning, this isn't a review, but I love this 10 pan palette. I think she did a great job in including beautiful colors. And yes, although these are neutral, like gray and silvery shades, you can't go wrong with. It's just a nice different direction to go. But then you have your more cooler tone metallics, or I would say more neutral tone metallics. These are great. And then you have the lighter shades that you could pair with any of the darker metallics in here. And I'm so happy that I got Cool Mattes. I mean, especially with this 10 pan palette, these just paired beautifully well with the shades in there, like this with the purple slate. So let me know if you picked up the 10 pan palette, or listen, like I always say, especially in Natasha and Pat videos, because people get very sensitive, you don't have to buy Natasha and Pat. You don't have to love Natasha and Pat. I choose to buy these eyeshadows because I think they're worth the money. If you have shadows of a similar color and texture, you don't use them because you don't have the inspo to, or you don't know how to use them. Hopefully these videos will help you achieve those looks. Hopefully they will help just maybe get out of your comfort zone and try different colors, different combinations, different eyeshadow application techniques. Ultimately, I want to buy less and educate more, because quite honestly, like honest, I'm not crazy about doing reviews. In the end, it's all subjective, and what I think is worth buying might not be worth it to somebody else. I feel no matter how thoroughly I research a product or how well I present the information, it all comes down to you and the person's lifestyle and application style. Like, there's so many factors involved, and the pressure, yes, I'm using the word pressure, to get it right and make sure that I'm not leading you guys astray is important to me. Because if you take what I say to heart and you spend money on an item that I say is good, and you get it and you're like, what a disappointment, I would feel terrible. And I get into such an intense headspace with reviews because I try to present as many observations as I can, all details of my experience with said product, to make sure that you can make an informed decision. And that's why I feel it motivates me more to buy less and just help us use the makeup that we already have, get more into teaching, into different color combinations. I love combining palettes, so maybe this is a great opportunity for me to just combine all the palettes and see what we could come up with. Combining palettes is not new. Everyone does it, but maybe people don't do it usually and they just stick to one palette, and this is, again, widening the scope of possibilities. Let me know if you guys have these palettes, similar shades, what you've been doing with them, what you like to do with them, and until then, friends, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial. Get ready with me, favorites list. I'm not gonna say review because I'm gonna try to do that. There's not so much. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.